oh my gosh, we're on the home straight of the Bridechilla 30 Days of Wedding Planning. I'm Alicia. I host the Bridechilla podcast. I'm the founder of the Bridechilla movement and the author of these here books. I wrote them myself. Why is she talking like that? I don't know. This is what you get when you work with me. I am really happy today to be talking all about the most important wedding vendors that you should be booking first when it comes to wedding planning. Now, you may be further along in your wedding planning than what I'm about to talk about. Maybe you've not booked anything, but I think really the whole idea about choosing vendors and making sure you find people that you really want to work with, that gel with your ideas and your budget, and that you trust to do what they say they're going to do, is really what it comes down to. This is a real chicken and egg sort of question, because a lot of people come into wedding planning and feel quite rushed and overwhelmed to make decisions quickly. And this is where I think it all comes apart. Well, for me, the Bridechilla-ness of it all can fall apart because there is an obligation to get stuff done. Like 32 seconds after you get engaged. Like, when are you getting married? When are you getting, who's coming? Which venue have you picked? Have you got your wedding dress yet? And you're like, no, fuck off. I just got engaged. Like, the ring is on my feet. When would I have had time to do this? So, firstly, I want to say, if you are newly engaged and you are like, Alicia, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to book first. I don't know what to happen. I want you just to take a chill pill, a Bridechilla chill pill, and breathe and realize that stuff will be there tomorrow and you need to make a plan. This is the most important thing. Hopefully, you would have watched this series. But in episode 2, I do believe, I talked about having a discussion with your partner about what's important to them and to you about planning a wedding. What do they see the wedding being? What about themes? What is important to them? What are your non-negotiables? And that's a really good foundation to figuring out what is important for you to book first and who you want to work with. Maybe you've both got a venue in mind that you love. Maybe there's a warehouse that you go and spend some time in a bar or something. You sound very fashionable. I want to hang out with you. Maybe there's somewhere that you've been in the past and you're like, that would be an ideal place for us to get hitched. If you have a decision made like that, then obviously that's the first thing to approach, to be able to say, after your budget, of course, we have amount of money. We want to approach this venue and see if they're available in this date range. Remember, we always say date range, because if you give yourself more opportunities for different dates, it gives you a lot more opportunities to get what you want and hopefully get what you want in the right budget. So it's important to be able to know where you both stand, what's important to you, and also if you do have key vendors that you want to work with, or you know about certain aspects of the wedding that you would like to lock in, then surely start with those first. But the big thing is, I think, is to make sure you give yourself enough time. You are totally ready to walk away from things if they don't suit you. This is a really obvious thing, but so many people go into panic mode when they go to a venue and then the venue pulls out this bit of paper and they're like, well, so the venue is actually it's actually booked for 12 weekends this next year when you want it. So you need to make a decision now or it's not going to be available. And if that is the only venue you could ever see yourself getting married in, you're 100% sure that that's what you want to happen, then I wish you well. But I do think that we can sometimes feel a little overwhelmed and we feel the need to put money down really quickly, or we need to secure this just because it might go away, when really there are lots of other options available to you, and no one will die or no one will perish if something isn't locked in that day. If you want extra time to think about it, do it. Take it. I think photography, a celebrant or a minister or someone to marry you, and a venue are the 3 sort of big items that I think you should focus on figuring out first. A venue really, to me, it's going to give you the date that you'll be getting hitched. You can then, once that is locked and you've got a deposit paid, you can then look at catering. If that's not with the venue, you can book your celebrant or minister, and if you need to go to a church or a different location to get hitched, you can then bounce off that venue to look at venues around that for the marriage, for the ceremony. You could look at your friends' availabilities, looking at photography, all these extra things. So really it's trying to find the foundation thing to book first and then make all the other decisions around it. In the Bridechilla Field Guide, this is the filler outable guide. People have been asking, what's the difference? This one is the one you take with you to appointments. So, for example, there's a whole section on questions to ask. Let me look at the number, page 52. A whole section about questions to ask venues. Here we go. So when you go along, there's a whole page about venue, some fun quotes. And then on the next page, we've got your short list, because I think it's important to go and visit a number of different venues. Even if you've got your heart set on one, go and see what the competition offers. It can surprise people. And then we've got all the questions here that I would recommend you ask a venue, even if your heart is set on this place. Make sure you empower yourself with knowledge and you know what time that they have to turn the music off, and can you bring your own alcohol, or is there a limit to how many people can be in there. These are really obvious questions that actually will affect a lot of your planning, and I've put them, like pages and pages of them, for you to take with you to your meetings. That is what I'm going to say. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm loving talking with you because this is like a compacted version of what I've been doing with over 300 episodes of Bridechilla, and I'd highly recommend, if there's one topic that's really irking you, or you're like, I can't quite get my head around whatever, I guarantee you I have created an episode or episodes that really hone in and go sort of deep dive in on specific topics. So I would highly encourage you to jump on iTunes, Spotify, Android, all the other things, download some episodes and find the ones that work for you, or binge and listen to all of them. They're free. What else have you got to do? Thank you so much for watching. If you want to purchase a Bridechilla survival guide or field guide, this is the survival guide. This is the long form book. It's got lots of words but pretty pictures about how to plan a wedding and get into the Bridechilla ethos. And this one is about how to plan and keep track of all your shit. You can visit bridechillastore.com to grab your copy, and I'm really looking forward to sharing more information with you in the next episode. Comment below. I read everything, and until tomorrow, happy days.